between the Spartans and the Bulldogs. First game was in 1982. Boardman holds an all-time series record of 18 wins, 8 losses, and 6 ties. The Board of Education Superintendent Principal and Athletic Department of Boardman High School extend each of you a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you are here with us this evening. Both Boardman High School and Boardman Seminary High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. The athletes in this game are friendly rivals, and while play on the pitch may be fierce, all in attendance this evening are reminded that this is a game for youngsters and that sporting behavior is expected. In order to make tonight's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school community in a positive and respectful manner. That means the following rules: speak and act responsibly, show courtesy and respect to your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, administrators and authority figures, and of course your team and opponents. Let's make tonight's contest great by remembering to respect the game. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures developed by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Now let's meet the visitors from Boardman Seminary High School. First round starters for the Bulldogs. Number 2, freshman Xander Norton. Number 4, senior Evan Eaton. Number 9, senior Aiden Wire. Number 14, freshman Andres Tesouris. Number 15, freshman Stevos Tesouris. Number 22, senior Johnny Spagnola. And number 23, sophomore Colin McBride. Now the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Number 1, sophomore Michael Daly. Number 3, senior Captain Jacob Alsop. Number 5, sophomore Jacob Hayes. Number 6, senior Aiden Davis. Number 7, senior Joseph Kruger. Number 8, senior Andrew Slavin. Number 10, senior captain Noah Buda. Number 11, sophomore AJ Lisco. Number 12, senior captain Carson Moore. Number 13, junior Matthew Batiste. And number 24, senior Derek Thomas. The Bulldogs are coached by Brian Zarko, assisted by Bill Stozel and Zach Nemeth. Now let's meet the Boardman Spartans of 2022. As a special announcement, as the Spartans are introduced, we have some children from Girls Voice Space this evening who will participate in the player introduction. How about a round of applause for Elizabeth Elder, Addison Green, Lauren Jones, Leslie Smith, Randy Jorgensen, and Serafina Langford. We are glad you're here with us tonight. First and all the starters for the Spartans. In the midfield, junior number 3, Charlie Young. Defending the Boardman, sophomore number 6, Costa Sanfranco. In the midfield, junior number 16, Liam Hetzel. Defending the Spartans, sophomore number 17, Chip Murray. Defending the Boardman, sophomore number 21, Michael Demetrios. In the midfield, freshman number 22, Andrew Walston. At forward, junior number 23, Abdul Al-Sharif. Sophomore goalkeeper number 33, Kurt Fickbill. Now the starters for the Spartans. In the position, senior captain, number 1, Carson Essay. Defending the Boardman, senior captain, number 2, Alex Schmidt. In the midfield, junior, number 7, Austin Thompson. Midfield, number 9, junior, Wayne Mitchell. In the midfield, senior captain, number 10, Ian McGavin. At forward, senior, number 12, Logan Thompson. Midfield, number 15, junior, Sasha Suya. Defending the Boardman, sophomore, number 18, Kate Mayhew. Defending the Boardman, sophomore, number 19, Tom Pinchero. On defense for the Boardman, junior, number 26, Jimmy Moreau. And on defense for the Boardman, number 37, is a senior, Josh Cummings. The sponsors by Eric Silver, assisted by Kate Peters, Tom Clark, Joe Campisi, and Christian Silvestri. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country like no other. At this time, we ask that if you are able to please rise and direct your attention to the American flag located behind the South Pole for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. How we have a big round of applause for the kids from Bales Voice.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the Steel Valley Soccer's Boys Game of the Week. Today we have a great one for you. It's Boardman High School, is in the maroon. They come into tonight's game with a record of 1-0-1. They tied their opening game against Akron Hoban, and they won their last game against South Range 3-0. Their opponents in the white shirts today are the Poland Bulldogs. They come into tonight with a record of 1-2. They opened up the season this year with the 3-0 win against Ursuline. Then they lost to Then they lost to Howland 3-0, and they just had it on Tuesday. They lost to CVCA by a score of 1-0. And before we get into it, I'd like to thank our sponsors for sponsoring today's stream: Armstrong Cable, Bodine Perry, Meyer Stores, Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert J. Fusco, and Packard Thomas. It's a fantastic day for soccer. The weather could not be any better. A very light breeze, but both teams ready to go. There's a lot of fans in attendance today. This is a very highly sought after game with probably many coaches here scouting out these two teams. These are two teams that are some of the best in the area, some of the best tradition. Just to let you know the all-time record between Poland and Boardman. Boardman leads the all-time series at 18 wins, 8 losses, and 6 ties. And the last 3 years, 2021, 2020, and 2019, they have tied 1-1, 2-2, and 2-2. So we're looking to see if we can get a winner tonight. But I know one thing we are going to get, and that's some good soccer. game. Last year Boardman graduated Cole Conkston. He was a Division I Player of the Year in the area. I believe he had 33 goals. Boardman's looking to find replacement for the scoring that he had. They have very good options up there, but I'd like to see how they can create their offense going forward. Poland, I'd like to see how they start this game today. They have all 3 games so far. They started off kind of slow. In their win against Ursuline, they put 3 goals on the board in the second half. I think Boardman, contrarily, they don't come out. They try to start fast, try to get a goal up on you, put some pressure on you, and try to make you make a mistake. I'd like to see how Poland handles that, if they can put the ball back at Boardman to start the game. Our first game of the week, Poland. They had our player of the game was Poland's goalie Michael Daly. He's a sophomore goalie. He had a fantastic performance, stood out, really anchored that shutout that Poland got in that game. So I'm looking to see how he does today. Also looking at Noah Huda, who is the Division II Player of the Year in Youngstown District. Not very often you get that honor and you get to come back for your senior season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he's going to out there play and lead his team this year. Boardman comes in, they're coached by head coach Eric Simeone, assistants are Dave Peters, Tommy Frada, Joe Campese, and Christian Silvestri. Poland is coached by head coach Brian Garkar, assistant coach by Bill Storkel, and Zach Nemeth.
Game time weather this evening is 83 degrees. The winds are on the west at 4. Sunset's not going to be at 6. And although it's been wrong in the past, there is no precipitation in tonight's forecast.
Poland will start with the ball. They get the opening kickoff. Boardman also comes in with some highly touted players, with Brick Ward award-winning keeper last year, Carson Essed, leading that back line back there for Boardman. An excellent keeper, great hands, can make a great save, and also plays a pretty high line in the back. Poland starts out, getting the ball, just booting it down in Boardman area, in Boardman defensive area. Boardman gets the ball, decides to reset. That was an absolute fantastic 40-yard pass right there from Essed out of the back. That was a rope right to Conkston's head. Boardman gets to try it again. We'll try another throw in about 10 yards down the field. Throwing to Landon Mitchell, just off his foot. Oh.
Offside.
Poland with the offside. Boardman looked like they were looking for that. They stepped at the right time. The pass was there. It looked like Poland just took one extra touch right there in the play. That might be a sign of things to come, though. It looked like Boardman kept the high line. They all stepped together, creating that offside. Looks like Poland's going to try to break through that offside trap. That could be a cat and mouse game all game. Looks like Boardman's coming out in a 4-3-3 formation with a triangle in the middle of the field. Boardman has 3 very good center mids: Landon Mitchell, Ian McGavin, and Sava Cerniak. 3 fantastic center mids. I know they're going to look to try to control the game. Huda stealing the ball off of number 26, Jimmy Perron. Number 13 with the throw-in right there for Poland, Matthew Mattisty. Looks like he's got a pretty long throw. looks like everyone's adrenaline's running a little bit higher. First touch is failing them a little bit. That's a fantastic find right there from Huda. Found that space between the outside back and the center back. Put in right there for number 7. Essig coming out and cleaning that up, but that was a fantastic find right there from Huda. Perfectly weighted pass in his space. Boardman on the counter. This is Cerniak with the ball. Poland has numbers back now. Cerniak's left-footed. Got a corner here for Boardman. That's the first corner of the game. Looks like Boardman had sustained pressure was there. They were looking to move the ball laterally back and forth, trying to find that spot. Looked like Conkston tried to put it in, tried to find the head of Cerniak just over his head. But it looked like Boardman's outside back pushed up on that back wing, so looks like Boardman's going to try to push with numbers offensively. And Boardman puts it in the back of it off the corner. Fantastic play. Let me get a number there. That looks like that's number 18 right there for Boardman. That's Caden Mayhew, a sophomore. The secondary ball off the corner kicks. A lot of times, corner kick goals do not come off the initial hit. It's off that secondary. Poland's keeper tried to come out, got fingertips to it. Unfortunately, was not able to clear it out of the way, and the ball fell right to Mayhew, who put the ball in the back of the net. 1-0 Boardman. 4 minutes into the game. That's a fantastic start for Boardman. Boardman is playing a very high line at the 40-yard line. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to shorten that field up. Offside again. All right, keep playing until the center referee sees it. As you guys could all see, Boardman is holding that line 10 yards inside their own half. What that's doing is that's making Poland play in a shortened field when they attack with the ball, forcing them to make different types of passes. They can't go straight over the top. They're going to have to play the ball laterally in order to beat that line. You cannot go straight over the top unless you time the run perfectly. Lateral balls will try to beat that, but Boardman getting 2 offsides. It's their second one they got out of the game. Good pass right there from Poland. Huda puts it in the back of the net, equalizer. We had just talked about what kind of ball it's going to take to beat a high line. That was a ball from the outside, a diagonal ball in the middle. Looks like Poland pushed numbers right in the center back. It was a 2-on-1. I failed to see who played that ball into Huda, but that was a fantastic ball played in. And Huda put the ball in the back of the net, off the post, beating the side. The answer comes less than a minute away from Boardman's opening goal. So now, 5 minutes in the game, we now have a tie, 1-1. I think it was lack of communication from Boardman, leaving the double players open in the middle of the field. But like we said, a diagonal ball beats an offsides trap. Just off the rip right there, looks like Boardman switched their wingers. Conkston has moved the right wing, and number 22 has checked into the game, Andrew Wilson, at left wing. I failed to see who he came in for. I apologize for that.
Number 4 for Boardman, 22, Andrew Wilson, replaced 26, Gene Perone.
Looks like number 3 from Poland. That is Jacob Alsop. Just based off where everyone's standing around the 50-yard line, looks like he's got a big lead. And he does. Poland wins the initial 50-50. Boardman is 5 yards on past their own half right there, trying to shorten that field up still. McGavin with the ball, looking to switch fields. Boardman throwing. Throwing his constant to Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas is a fast athlete. He switched back to soccer last year, came back, got a year of soccer underneath his belt. His head and his body has started to catch up. Last year he was all athlete. He has picked up and refound his soccer skills. He's a fantastic player. Flick on to Huda right there from Poland. First touch let him down. Looks like that the shot was deflected right there by number 2, Alex Schmidt. Poland will now come out with a corner kick, being taken by Huda. That is the one threat from playing a high line like that. A flick on can beat defense if they're not positioned right. That's twice now Poland's gotten in behind Boardman's defense. Corner kick, found a man. Found the back of the net. Scoring right there for Poland is number 24, Derek Thomas, the senior. The corner kick coming in from Noah Huda. I failed to see if it was deflected. It looked like there was another miscommunication back there from Boardman's defense because there was 2 players wide open for Poland to put that ball home. Went past the first, the second one found it. That was Derek Thomas. We are now not even 8 minutes in the game. We got a 2-1 score right now, Poland on top of Boardman. We'll see if everyone can calm down, refine the game, and show some more patience out there. If not, though, this is a very exciting, fantastic game so far. Back and forth. Landon Mitchell with the ball at his foot, has space, looking for options. His options were running away from there up top. I'd like to see one of those two check to him. Poland's keeper Michael Daly with the ball with the punt. Poland with the ball. That's number 5, Jacob Hayes. Finding number 8, that's Andrew Slavin. It's Joseph Heiler right now with the ball. Looking to find that gap between the onside back and the center back right there is Poland. Well done right there by McGavin defensively. Bullying him off the ball. Poland giving that ball right there. Das Boot. Would like to point, this is Dan Conley on the call, Chris Platten on the camera. I'd like to thank you, Chris, doing a fantastic job behind the lens. I said, playing the ball out, didn't really have too many options there, just resetting the ball, letting themselves get back into defensive shape. Huda doing a great job winning that ball. Certainly not getting it right back off him. With space. Plays it out wide to number 22 for Boardman. That's Andrew Wilson. And Michael Daly picking the ball up. Boardman winning the first 50-50. Poland letting the ball run out of bounds there. Smart play by number 7, Hillier. I also apologize if I get anybody's name wrong. Send all your complaints to our engineer, Jerry. Pulling again, finding space. Essie with the high line coming out. Good hustle right there by Poland number 24, Derek Thomas, who scored the second goal. Looks like ref's calling the referee of tonight's game is Jeff Holmes. Looks like he's calling a little bit of a push in the back right there from Poland. Boardman getting a free kick in their own defensive area. So far, it looks like both teams are a little bit off. They're both missing 10-yard passes to feet. I really think it's adrenaline. This is a fast-paced opening 12 minutes of the game. We already had 3 goals scored. I'm sure the senior captains and the coach are going to try to settle everyone down, get back to their basics, get back to the roots. Pulling with the throw-in. That's number 13, Massity. Cernak with the ball right now. Taking an ambitious shot. I think that was a shot. Didn't look like he was trying to cross it there. That was a good 50-50 between Cernak and number 12 for Poland. That is Carson Moore, I'm sorry. McGavin on the ball right now for Boardman. Well done right there by Massity defensively for Poland. He looks to be an anchor in the back. He's a junior. Congston just a little bit in front of Mitchell right there, could not catch up to it. Observations so far as we are about 13 minutes into the first half. Boardman's controlled, had more possession. They've had more passes. They've had trouble though once they get to the final third of the finding offense in the flow of the game. Poland's okay sitting back trying to catch on a counterattack with the ball due to Boardman's high line defensively. And I'm sure Poland is okay with that, to sit back, counterattack, and try to beat that line. They've been successful twice, got 1 goal from it. Good battle in the middle of the field. Number 18 right there for Boardman on the ball, Caden Mayhew, their goal scorer. That was number 2 from Boardman, Alex Schmidt heading away. Huda finds number 8, Andrew Slavin with the ball. Boardman plays it out. Looks like Poland's making 4 subs coming in right now. Once I see the numbers, I'll let you know who they are.
On the field for Poland, number 22, Johnny Spagnolo. Number 15, Steve Tesouris. Number 14, Andreas Tesouris. And 5, Jacob Hayes.
Mitchell on the ball for Boardman, finding Congston to his feet. Give and go was there, just a little bit slow. Good win right there from number 14 by Poland, Andreas Tesouris. And I'm sure I just butchered your name. Jerry will handle that for you though. So far the game, this has been a physical but a clean game so far. Hopefully it stays that way. Game slowed down a little bit. Well done right there by Alex Schmidt of Boardman. Going in strong on that tackle. Saying it was off Poland, so a Boardman throw. Landon Mitchell for Boardman on the ball. Taking an ambitious shot, goes just wide. The goalkeeper Daly had it covered though. If you're Poland though, You'll take that shot all game long. That's about 30 yards out. It's going to have to be a beamer to beat the goalie from that far out. I'm not saying he can't do it, but if you're pulling, you're taking your chances saying he can't consistently. Pulling playing a short goal kick there. It's the first one we've seen this season. Changed the rules a couple years back. You no longer have to pass the ball outside of the penalty area. Acid coming out playing a high line, getting it out of danger, resetting defense, pulling with the throw. It was number 9 for Poland, Andreas DeZikaris. Good hustle. I believe finding his brother. McGavin with the counterattack. Well, get another 30-yard shot from Boardman. McGavin with a good run all the way down the field. Did the hard part. We're running all the way up there. I think it was a little bit of a tired shot. He was looking for options, but his options, again, were trying to run. They wanted the ball played into space. He was looking for feet there. Miscommunication offensively. Pulling with the throw-in. Like that's onside. Played to Huda. Huda hit it, but that was number 17 from Boardman. Jake Murray with the deflection. I'm sorry, that was 37 Josh Cummings with the deflection. Huda with the ball. Just a little bit off. Great idea right there from Poland. Alex Schmidt from Boardman reading it, clearing it away. Good idea right there from Mitchell. Boardman going forward, they're going to have to get a little more creative. Looks like they're getting the ball up there and they're just trying to force it to the middle of the field. Poland getting in behind. They find Huda. Huda on an out sprint. Has a player in the middle. Fantastic defensive play right there by Josh Cummings from Boardman. Fantastic. Good back heel by Landon Mitchell. Poland giving it to Das Boot. Getting it out there, letting their guys get back. Again, looks like Boardman, they have good patience with the ball for the first 2/3 of the field. This is good movement. They have great movement on the ball. Commentator curse right there, but they get to that final third, they're trying to force the ball where it doesn't need to be forced just yet. Something tells me they'll figure it out, though. Michael Daly for pulling with the ball. Mitchell from Boardman bringing it down. Hitting Logan Thompson with the ball. Back to Conkston. Fantastic defensive play right there from number 13. Mattisty from Poland. Followed it up with another one. That's back-to-back defensive sticks right there by the center back for Poland. Checking in right now for Boardman's number 21, Michael Dimitrios checking in, left back for Boardman. Poland finding Huda. What a ball, splitting his center back and outside back again. Essid playing a high line. Fumbled a little bit, but he had it the whole way. That was such a simple ball Huda played, but he's found that gap. Perfectly weighted pass. Schmidt for Boardman finding Cerniak. Good build up. McGavin on the ball. Finding number 22, Andrew Walston. Cerniak on the ball. Right-footed shot just wide. That ball was bending. That was on his off foot. Cerniak stayed left footer. That was a good hit with his off foot. Just wide of the net. Again, the Boardman, the majority of their shots, other than the one they scored off of, have been coming from 25-plus yards out.
Number 11, AJ Briscoe. Number 5, Jeff Davies. And 6, Aiden Davis.
Huda with the flick on. Essett has. Dude, Essett throws a nice ball too, even though he didn't go to it. It's a nice looking ball when he throws it. Just off sides right there from Poland.
Offsides, Poland.
There's another come on ref from the Poland fans, but he was off by about a full step right there. Again, that cat and mouse game they're going to be playing all game long. It's a great header right there by Cerniak, the Conxon. Huda with the flick on the number 6. Aiden Davis, who's offsides as well. Tell you what, if you're refereeing a game when a team is playing an offsides trap, that is a hard job to do. Every single contested call, you're going to make half the fan base angry, half the fan base happy, but you're only going to hear about the unhappy ones. That's a tough job to do. McGavin on the ball. Plays it off to Cerniak. I'm sorry. Splitting three Poland defenders. Finds Logan Thompson. Cuts it back on his left foot. Oh. Poland clears it out for a Boardman throw. Checking in for Charlie Young's checking in the game for Boardman. I hope you can hear the announcer saying who's checking in because it's hard to see Poland's numbers from up here. So I apologize, Poland. They're looking for Thompson. They found him. He just misplayed the ball. Aiden Davis on the ball, running down for Poland. Essett playing it out. He finds McGavin's feet. Sava gets Matesty. Has a man in the middle. Well done right there from number 3. That's Jacob Alsop in the back from Poland. On the ball is Andreas Zikaris finding Huda. It is no secret what's going on in this game. This is a chess match. Poland is attacking with 4 players, trying to beat the high line of Boardman, and they're keeping everybody back, and they're making it tough. That's part of the reason why Boardman's having trouble going in the final third, is because Poland has numbers back. It's just going to take a little bit of creativity to try to beat those numbers. Conks on the ball. Can he catch up to it? Daly plays it out. Boardman throwing deep into Poland territory. And Poland keeps all 3 of their forwards up, keeping the defense honest for Boardman. Logan Thompson on the ball. Costa Cerveco is on the ball right now for Boardman, finding McGavin. McGavin's still on the ball looking for help. That's Huda coming away with it. Alex Schmidt with a great defensive play. Essett coming out playing that high goalkeeper style. Looking to play it quick. Thought about it, second thought. Finding number 18, Caden Mayhew, who's Boardman's lone goal scorer. Poland finding a fantastic outlet pass right there from Alsop. Huda finding number 9 right there for Poland. Aiden Wire. Essek comes out with strong hands. Huda again, a perfectly weighted pass, finding that gap between the high line of Boardman. That's at least 3 times he's been able to beat that high line. We'll see if Boardman makes any adjustments or if they keep doing what they're doing. Gavin, again, with acres of space out there. He's by far had the ball at his foot more than any other player today. Huda stealing off of Thompson. Jake Cummings with the step for Boardman right there. Boardman's going to take the throw in Poland territory. Checking back in for Boardman is number 22, Andrew Walston.
He replaces 7, Austin Coulson.
We'll see what Boardman can do with this throw in here. Boardman keeps their outside winger on the opposite side of the field well wide, trying to keep that gap between the outside back and center back. Logan Thompson with the ball at his foot. Looks like Poland's trying to make him go left with it, just by the way his body was facing. Give away from Boardman. Poland cannot keep it under control though. Well done from Poland. That's number 8 on the ball, Andrew Slavin. Fantastic turn right there by Aiden Davis for Poland. Unfortunately runs into his own player, but that was a fantastic turn on the ball he had. You could guarantee he was not expecting to run into somebody there. Was probably more surprised when the player was wearing a white jersey. Cerveka with the ball right now. Aiden Wire and Caden Mayhew right now battling for the ball. Aiden Wire comes away with it. Just wide from Aiden Davis. Unfortunate. I know he knows he probably wants that back, but he's been out there hustling his butt off.
Number 7, Joseph Kruger. Number 12, Carson Moore. And 24, Derek Thomas.
Looks like when Boardman attacks, they're attacking in a 4-3-3. They're defending though. They're defending in a 4-5-1. They're pulling everybody back, leaving one guy up top. Poland's still keeping 4 guys back against Boardman's 1 though. That's how much respect they have for Logan Thompson's speed. Oh, fantastic touch right there by Cerniak. Logan showing his speed. See what the call was. Looks like it was on Boardman. As a defender, you're trained. If the guy's going to get past you, they got to get the ball past you and a player past you. That was a great job right there from Poland's defense of putting the body between Thompson and the ball. Had no choice but to try to run through him. Poland with an unforced giveaway on their own side. McGavin with the ball again. I feel like I've said that quite a bit for Boardman. Great touch inside. Poland converged on it. Boardman gets the corner. Last corner Boardman had, they scored on it. We'll see if they can put this one away and try to tie up the game. Looks like McGavin took about 1 or 2 touches more than he needed to on that play. Poland converged on that ball. As soon as he broke into 18, they converged on it. 2 guys at the same time. Made it very difficult for him. Fantastic recovery there from Poland's defenders. McGavin taking the corner. Good ball played in. Deflected wide. It's going to be a goal kick for Poland. As we have a little break in the action, we again would like to thank our sponsors for Steel Valley Soccer: Armstrong Cable, Bodine Perry, Meyer Stores, Packard Thomas, and Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert J. Fusco. Thank you guys very much for sponsoring Steel Valley Soccer, and thank you for also sponsoring these high school players on here we get to put the spotlight on. Thanks you guys very much for that. Could not do it without your support. If anybody is interested in becoming a sponsor for Steel Valley Soccer, you can visit our website, and we have forms there for you to fill out. You can reach out to us, as Poland right now has a player down. Don't see the number on it. He's in some pain though. That's number 5 for Poland, getting up on the play right there. He was injured. That is Jacob Hayes, sophomore. So with 8 minutes left in the first half, right now we have a score: Poland 2, Boardman 1. All 3 goals coming in the first 8 minutes of the game. Boardman taking a 1-0 lead off a corner kick. About 2 minutes in, Poland equalizing less than a minute later from when Noah Huda put the ball in the back of the net, and Poland taking a lead a few moments later off of a corner kick. Scored that one was Derek Thomas, and again, Caden Mayhew was the goal scorer for Boardman. Another come on ref from the Poland fans over there. Aiden Wire on the ball right now for Poland, dribbling through the defense. Fantastic ball just over the head of number 24, Derek Thomas. It's going to be a Poland throw in deep in Boardman territory. See what they do. They do have numbers in the middle of the field. They do have space. We'll see if they work it laterally or not. Cheeky play right there from Huda. Boardman's defenders today. That ain't getting past me this time. Schmidt with the ball for Boardman. Andreas Tzikaris. Good pressure right there. Good defensive pressure in his offensive half. Good things happen when you pressure offensively the other team's defense. Great things happen. Great things happen because then they create turnovers. You don't have to win the ball back off of them. When you pressure them, a lot of times they'll give you the ball, and then you can counter without you doing much work other than just pressuring the ball. Essed with the goal kick. Gives it a boot just past midfield. McGavin on the ball again. Finding Cernak, that's a right idea, but great job right there from Poland's defense. Just couldn't catch up to it as Cernak. Poland with the goal kick. Early in the week, we have featured Poland's girls against Canfield girls for our girls game of the week, and Canfield came away with a victorious 4-1 game. So we are featuring both Poland boys and girls this week in our spotlight. Both teams have very good programs on each side of the ball. Aiden Davis finding number 5, Jacob Hayes. The Huda. Essed comes out. Tips that ball away just out of the reach of Huda. Fantastic play right there by Essed. Great counterattack right there from Poland. Essed looks like he took a little knock on the play. Center ref says he's okay. I was mistaken. Looks like Huda hit it out of bounds. I said, just came out and put enough pressure on to force Huda to hit it out. That was a dangerous looking attack right there from Poland. Again, finding space in behind Boardman center backs. Conkston on the ball. Still on it. Good find. This is the patient play you like to see from Boardman right here. Trying to work the ball laterally. Play the simple ball. Play the ball the game's giving you. Logan trying to outwork two defenders, gets the ball stolen off him. Good find. Landon Mitchell on the ball right now for Boardman. Finding number 22, Andrew Walston. That ball with some wicked spin right there, juking everybody out there. Hudo on the ball. Good little cutback. Nice patient play, finding number 8 for Poland. That's Andrew Slavin. The ideas that I'm seeing are there, just the weight they're putting on the pass is just a little bit off right now. That's probably some early season rust they're still trying to shake off. You can practice all you want, but nothing can prepare you for the speed of a regular season game, especially a highly contested game like this between Boardman and Poland. Throw for Boardman. Looks like Landon Mitchell's going to take it. Finds Cerniak with the ball at his foot. They're really trying to make him go right because he favors his left foot. Sounds like that's some good coaching right there from Garkar, from Coach Garkar of Poland. It just looks like every time Logan Thompson gets the ball at his foot, they're trying to force him to go left, and every time Cerniak gets the ball, they're going to try to force him to go right. I can hear the bench calling it out, so I know it's something they're trying to do actively. With a little bit of space. Finding Derek Thomas. That was a close call right there. That was a close call. I couldn't tell for sure right here, but we'll go with the referee. I told you he's got a difficult job calling us offsides here. He'll probably be very glad when they switch sides in the second half, give him a little bit of a break. But Huda, again, finding space in behind the center backs. A perfectly weighted pass. Guess it looks like he's got a bit of a hamstring injury. It looks probably coming from that play between him and Huda, that one-on-one. Hopefully he can shake it off and come back fine. Huda with the miss hit. Now goal kick for Boardman. Checking in for Poland. Looks like number 9, Aiden Wire. Just observing, watching Esed Boardman's goalie walking up the field. He's got a little bit of a limp to him. You know, we talk about Boardman playing a high line defensively, which then in turn makes him play up the field as well. He's a very active keeper who gets involved quite a bit. When you're active like that, chances are it does increase your chance to get hurt a little bit. Cerniak with the shot. Michael Daly with the save. Again, that shot came from about 25 yards out, actually 35 yards out because it came from the 25-yard line. Boardman wins the first 50-50, Poland wins the second. Aiden Wire with the ball at his foot. Number 24, Derek Thomas running it down. Finding Huda. That was a good play right there from Esed coming out, playing a high line. Poland tried taking advantage of him coming out like that, playing a quick throw-in, but they mishit it. Derek Thomas with the throw-in for Poland.
10,
Huda found the ball with 10 seconds to go.
7, 6,
Good defensive play right there for Boardman.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that's the end of the first half. Boardman winning, Poland winning right now 2-1. Just to go do a quick recap, Boardman got the first goal on the board 2 minutes into the game from a corner kick. Poland answered back less than a minute later when Noah Huda put the ball in the back of the net from a through ball. And then Poland went on top 8 minutes into the game from a corner kick, and that's where we ended the first half. Poland 2, Boardman 1. Alright, hi, and welcome back to the second half of our Steel Valley Soccer Boys Game of the Week. Right now we're at a scoreline of 2-1, Poland over top of Boardman. Before we get started in the second half, I'd again like to thank our sponsors today, Armstrong Cable, Myers Stores, Bodine Perry, Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert J. Fusco, and Packer Thomas. Again, thank you guys very much for sponsoring not only us, but the players you see on the field all season long. So the first half was a chess match. You had Boardman playing a very high defensive line, 5 to 10 yards off midfield, trying to shorten that field up. And you have Poland sitting back. They're keeping numbers back and attacking with forward, trying to find space behind the Boardman center backs. Boardman had the better possession. They completed more passes than the defensive in the middle, two-thirds of the field, but they were struggling. They were pressing in the final attacking third. Poland, on the other hand, they were okay with not having the ball back there because their counterattack was deadly. Noah Huda was stand out, finding excellently weighted passes, finding his players springing behind the defense. We'll see if any coach makes any adjustments in the second half or if they keep going. I would suspect Poland's not going to change a whole lot because it's working for them. I'm assuming Boardman's going to try to do something to switch up, find a little bit more creative with their offense to see if they can put some more points on the board. Boardman plays up. They get a throw-in deep in Poland's territory right off the bat. Looks like Logan Thompson's going to take the throw-in. Finds McGavin with the ball. Stolen away by number 12 right there, Poland. That is Carson Moorer, I'm sorry. Landon Mitchell with the ball at his foot. Great play right there from Poland number 5, Jacob Hayes. He's a sophomore out there. It looks like McGavin's limping a little bit. I don't know if he took a knock or if he... Looks like he's holding on to his ankle or his foot, so he must have got stepped on. That never feels good. Cernak trying to let the ball go through his feet there. Looking for a switch, finds McGavin's foot. That was a fantastic ball right there from Cernak. Logan Thompson with the ball at his foot. Trying to showcase his athletic ability there, his speed. Trying to do just a little bit too much, but his hustle chased that down, made Poland give the ball up right there. Looking for Conkston up top there. Poland give it to Das Boot, getting it away. I like to again shout out Chris Platten on the camera. He's doing a fantastic job. We got producer Jerry behind the scenes taking your guys' complaints for me mispronouncing everyone's names and misspeaking. And I'm Dan Conley doing the play-by-play. Jacob Hayes on the ball right now for Poland. Caden Mayhew running it down, finds Cernak's feet. Landon Mitchell with the ball, his foot bringing it up the field. It's a good challenge. Well, it was a good challenge till number 12 for Poland. Carson Moore pulled him down from behind. Looks like Bourne's taking it quickly. Finds Cernak's right foot, just high and wide. That was good heads-up play right there from Boardman. Looks like Poland was walking back trying to get in a position. Looks like they may have been doing their own come on ref right there. Boardman tried taking advantage of that. Checking in right now for Boardman is number 6, Costa Cerveco. Poland taking the goal kick. And Mitchell being patient with the ball. Great step right there from Poland. That's number 13, Mastis. Number 13, I've just been informed his last name is Matisse. I apologize for saying your last name wrong for the first 45 minutes of this game. Cerniak with the free kick right here. On a 31-yard line. If it was football, he'd have scored 3 points there. That's a bit ambitious trying to take that. 31-yard line, that means he's 41 yards out. That's a little more, that's a very ambitious take. Ball bouncing by a couple players out there from both teams. Number 6, Aiden Davis finds Huda. Calling him off sides there. That was a close call. That's a hard one to find. Poland fans are not liking that call. That was Poland's first row attack of this half, 5 minutes in. Just a little bit, timing was a little bit off right there. Essid taking a free kick for taking the offsides kick. Matisse for Boardman, for Poland, I'm sorry. Playing it out. Thompson with the throw in to Mitchell. Trying to find space out there. Logan Thompson's out there hustling the ball down. Cerniak's on it as well. Falls to Conkston. Hits it wide. It really does look like they get that offensive third for Boardman. They're really pressing. They're looking to play direct with the ball when they get it up there. A little more lateral movement with the ball. They'll find space. Huda putting pressure on Caden Mayhew. Looks like Noah Huda for Poland's getting the yellow card from center referee Jeff Holmes. There's a very disgruntled fan up there for Poland. Looks like Garkar wants a little bit more of an explanation as to what happened there. Well, first yellow card of the match right there. We'll see if hopefully it doesn't start getting chippy. It was a physical but a clean physical first half. Pulling with the throw-in. Finding Derek Thomas with the ball at his foot. Great throw right there from Poland. That was Matisse right there. Finding number 8, Andrew Slavin with the ball. Good battle back there defensively for Boardman. Finding the ball, clearing it away, not clearing the ball away, but still finding other Poland player with that clear. Great play right there defensively from Alex Schmidt for Boardman. I'm sorry, that was 28. Yeah. Logan Thompson with the throw-in for Boardman. Aiden Davis with the ball for Poland. Logan Thompson showing off those wheels, getting back on defense to help out there. Logan Thompson there showing his speed, running it down. He was more than 10 yards back, and he outran him pretty quickly. Huda checking back into the game for Poland. Derek Thomas on the ball for Poland there. Mitchell was looking for Congston on the corner. Fantastic defensive play right there from Jacob Alsop from Poland. There's a good ball movement right here from Poland. Finding number 9, Aiden Wire for Poland. Alex Schmidt again hustling on defense. Ball rolls harmlessly to Essed. Good throw out to Logan Thompson. McGavin's checking back into the game. That's a good sign. He was a main cog in the plans for Boardman in the first half. He controlled a lot of the ball with his foot, so hopefully he's all right. Great run, great pass. Finding Aiden Davis. Great save from Essed right there. A secondary save. Essed bailing out the defense right there. Let the ball through again. Again, that was a beautifully weighted pass from Huda. Finding Aiden Davis in behind. McGavin with a lot of space at his foot. In front of him, I should say. I'm sorry.
Spartan fans, I would ask you to wish a happy birthday to Mia Gable. Happy birthday, Mia.
Paul's going to take a throw in here in Boardman territory. Essed with the ball in his hands, looking to punt the ball. McGavin. Cerniak with the steal right there, looking to go forward. Matisse with a great play defensively again. I feel like I've been calling his name a lot tonight. Been doing great back there defensively. And Mitchell looking for Thompson's feet there. Aiden Davis with the steal. Good defensive play right there from Boardman. That's Josh Cummings sticking his foot back there. Derek Thomas heads it forward. Essed comes down. Good play to take control right there from Essed. That was a good run right there from Thompson. Running into space. That's something Boardman was lacking in the first half. I'm going to say that was a professional foul right there from Poland. Stopping the momentum that Boardman had going from that play. We'll see what they do here. Cerniak shot it last time he was around this area. I know he's got a rocket of a shot. It's a little bit wide. Looks like he was trying to hit the back post. Andrew Slavin checking back in for the Bulldogs.
We got another birthday wish. Happy 16th birthday to Boardman student GOTW.
Mitchell looking to bring it down. Hits it off his head. Aiden Wire chasing it down. Huda now chasing the ball down. That was Jacob Hayes on the ball. Good defensive play. McGavin with the ball at his foot. Good step right there from Poland. That's number 11, AJ Lisco. Well, they called a foul on that. Must have clipped him in from behind. He did come from behind, but he did play. That was a good, aggressive play defensively. He did come from behind, though, on Thompson. Looks like it's going to be captain center back Alex Schmidt taking his free kick. Something to note, both of these teams in their early results this year have both been second half teams where they've gotten better playing in the second half. Maybe they're figuring stuff out. Great find. Offsides a little bit right there.
Offside.
So far this second half, the high line has paid dividends for Boardman. Poland has not been able to figure out the timing. They're just a smidge off. Cernak finding Constance's foot. Couldn't bring it under control. Cernak with the ball just outside the 18 for Boardman. Putting it deep in. Slide from Matisse. Matisse is playing hard. That's a good hard play right there from both teams. Cernak's down from that challenge earlier. Looks like Cernak wanted that call on that play right there. It was close from here. Both referees are right on the spot. I am surprised. I am surprised though that referee Jeff Holmes stopped the ball when Boardman had their foot on the ball in the offensive third. He must have thought Cernak was hurt. It's going to be a drop ball here for Boardman. Uncontested drop ball. That was a good ball Mitchell played in there. No runners on the back side of that. That's an odd ball to restart from. An uncontested drop ball in your offensive third. But that excellent defending right there. Number 13 for Poland, Matt Matisse. That was a fantastic hustling defensive play by him. That was a good find right there from Derek Thomas right there for Poland. Good play right there from Alex Schmidt for Boardman. the shot right there from Poland, that is Andrew Slavin. A little bit high. Found some space out there.
In the game for Poland, number 24, Derek Thomas, and 14, Andreas Sikoras. They replace number 5, John Davis, and 6, Ian Davis.
About halfway through in the second half here. Both teams looking to truly make a mark in the second half. It's been more of a lulled second. Game's been bogged down in midfield. Missed passes here and there. There's been a couple chances, but nothing that was real close to scoring going in. Mitchell with the ball, stolen off him by Andre Tzikaris. Finding Derek Wilson, Huda running onto it. Poland, Essed came out, well done. Good defensive play right there from Boardman. Essed coming out again, playing that high line. Anytime you play a high line defensively, you're asking an awful lot of your center back and your goalie. Communication is key, and everyone must be on the same page. So far, this second half, they've been on point with it. McGavin resetting it back to Essed. Great defensive play right there from Poland, chasing that ball down. I can't see the number. Looked like that was number 9 right there. That's Aiden Wire from Poland, chasing that ball down initially. Jake Cummings playing it out, letting his team come back, finding their shape. Looks like that's Noah Huda with the throw-in right now. Finding Tzikaris with the shot, left-footed, just wide. Mitchell with some space in front of him. Good play right there from Boardman. Mitchell finding some more space, looking for help. Finding Thompson. Looking to create some space. Again, they're making him go left. You can see by their body, they're forcing him to go use his left foot there. It's a good portion. This is very good patience right here from Boardman. Options all around the ball with the shot from Mitchell, just high. That attack right there from Boardman was the best they've looked all game, even though they scored off that one corner kick. They were patient, they were looking for it. They weren't trying to force anything. They found themselves with a good shot, just high of the mark. Again, I like to point out this has been perfect weather so far this season. Not too hot, not too cold. This is fall soccer right here. As we have a little break into play, I'd like to again thank our sponsors for sponsoring today's game of the week. Armstrong Cable, Packer Thomas, Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert J. Fusco, Bodine Perry, and Meyer Stores. Thank you very much for sponsoring the game today.
Plays 14, Andreas Sikoras, and 10.
We have 17 minutes left in the game. I'd like to see if Boardman kind of turns up the pressure a little bit, searching for that tying goal and hopefully getting another goal on top of that. As we talked at the beginning of the broadcast, the last 3 meetings between these two teams have been ties. I'm sure someone wants to come away with a victory here. Neither team would be happy with the tie. Both teams have had chances to put the ball in the back of the net. Noah Huda with the ball at his foot. Couldn't find that gap that time, but stays with it. Number 37 from Boardman, Josh Cummings. Went in very hard, but got all ball there. On the ball right now for Boardman's number 3, Charlie Young. Can he keep it in? He does. Poland gets it away. Finds number 6, Aiden Davis, with the ball at his foot. Charlie Young now with the ball. It's good hustle from the two teams. Conk's going to bring it down. He's got some space in front of him. Find Thompson's foot. Just missed hit a little bit. I see what they're trying to do, though. Landon Mitchell with the ball at his foot. Again, finding a lot more space in the second half in front of him. It could have been a handball. Ref says play on. Good defensive play right there from Boardman again. Logan Thompson with the ball at his foot going right. Landon Mitchell saving it. Now has lots of time, lots of space. Goes it off to Charlie Young. Poland read that though. Aiden Davis finding Noah Hood on the counterattack. Let's see what Poland can do here on the counterattack. Trying to hold his run. You see Boardman trying to step together there. Good defensive play right there from Josh Cummings, playing it back to Essen. That time on that counterattack, it looked like Boardman condensed their back line to make it so there was no gap for Huda to find the ball through. And that was the right move right there by Boardman's defense. Number 12 for Poland playing it in. That's Carson Moore. Boardman with the ball is at their foot. Cerniak looking to play a diagonal ball to Logan Thompson. Logan Thompson trying to go forward. Great play right there from Carson Moore. Boardman has kept the ball in Poland's half this second half for the majority of the time. We're 14 minutes left in the game. You know, they're pushing to try to get that tying goal. Looks like, but differently this time, instead of trying to find their lone striker up top, over the top, looks like they're trying to find his feet instead. That's probably why they're getting a little bit more, little better success going forward with the ball. Giveaway by Boardman in the middle of the field. Alex Schmidt again playing the ball away. Logan Thompson, great speed on the ball. Does he have options up there with him? He's looking. He's got a couple with him. Good defensive play again. Just said his name. Carson Moore. Corner kick for Boardman.
Corner kick for Spartans.
We'll see if they can find success like they did in their first of the game. Taking its number 3, Charlie Young.
Charlie Young taking the corner for Boardman.
What a catch right there from Poland's goalie, Michael Daly. Full stretch down. If that ball pops out of his hand, that's for sure. There's Boardman players waiting around to tap that in. Fantastic hands right there from Michael Daly. The sophomore coming up big on that goal kick, on that corner kick, I'm sorry. Good play right there from the right back for Poland. That's Joseph Hillier. Looking to try to break that high line again. Straight ball to a straight run, though. That's not going to work out very often for you. Fantastic find from Assad, finding Cernak. That was a 40-yard ball, put it right on him. Great battle in the middle of the field from Huda and Conkston. Great individual effort right there from Huda. Looks like we're calling it back. They were nipping at the back of Huda. The referee let the game try to play on, but lost advantage, so they're calling it back for a free kick. It'll be a direct kick for Poland from the 30-yard line. Poland right now has 4 players on the ball for this kick. See what they're going to do here. There are more players around the ball than there are players in the wall. Another ambitious effort right there from over 40 yards out. I have heard a former striker, though, say one time, if you're a striker and you want to get up there and sometimes you feel like you need to take a shot, that's may have been what he felt like he needed to do there, take a shot. I don't know. I wasn't a striker, so I never thought of that before. It's like I said, hit that goal kick. Poland's counterattack has been their timing's been a little bit off this second half, and Boardman's step has been on this half. Boardman with the throw. Cernak looking for Conkston. Approaching the 10-minute mark. We've got about 10 minutes left in this game. Cernak with the shot from distance. Not too troubling for Poland's goalkeeper, Daly. Again, if you're Poland, I know Cernak's got a rocket of a shot. If he's going to shoot the ball, you're going to try to keep him shooting from that far out. (50-50) won by Boardman. It's a good play right here from Poland, letting the ball do the work here. Looking for Huda over the top on Schmidt. Good play right there from Schmidt, finding Assad. That's it, I'm sorry. Boots it away, gives it does boot. Looks like it's pull and throw. Boardman is missing McGavin's presence in the center of the field. First half, he controlled a lot of that ball. Taking that knock early on in the second half, he looks like he's having trouble giving it a go right now. Logan Thompson on the ball for Boardman. Got a couple come-on refs right there from Boardman. Mitchell with the throw and finds Cernak. He has space in front of him. A couple players off to his left. Good back heel to Conkston. Looks for Thompson's feet. Find Charlie Young out wide. Plays it in. Again, fantastic hands right there from Poland's goalie, Michael Daly. That is a big boy play right there. He took the contact well and held on to the ball. The Poland's kick coming out of the box there. I'm very impressed with how sure his hands are back there. I know our cameraman, Chris Platt, was a great goalie back in his day. I know that makes him, he's got a smile right now as well. Good play right there from Mitchell, playing through the ball. Aiden Davis and Mitchell going at it. Handball on Aiden on Davis there. Mitchell looking, he's got options on the left side of the field. Looks like he's letting his players get set up there. We'll see if Boardman throws more numbers forward or not. Poland's kind of pulling everybody back. I'm surprised they don't push more forward here. Looking for Cernak. That's number 22 out there. That is Andrew Walston. Cernak gets some space in the top of the box. Again, Daly with the save. That was a great 50-50 one right there from Alex Schmidt from Boardman. Mitchell's kind of taking that McGavin role in the second half. He's had the majority of the ball at his foot. Noah Huda takes it from him, tries finding Aiden Davis on the counterattack. He's got space in front of him. Can Josh Cummins catch up to him? Essed comes out, sure hand, takes that ball away. Sure hands right there from Essed. Fantastic play. Huda finds Aiden Wire on the right side. He's onside. Essed again with the save. That was number 18 with the ball, Caden Mayhew. Huda with some space in front of him, tries to beat the left back. Looks like that was a non-contact injury. I don't know if it was a cramp. That's what he has going on right now. Ref's letting him go get some water. Whenever someone goes down with a non-contact injury, that's you always hope for the best. Never like to be a cramp, but you hope it's always a cramp. With the break into play, I'd like to give another shout out to our sponsors tonight: Armstrong Cable, Packer Thomas, Meyer Stores, Allstate Insurance from Robert J. Fusco, and Bodine Perry. With 5 minutes left in the game, score still pulling on top of Boardman, 2-1. Second half has not had as much, I don't want to say action, has not had as many scoring chances in the second half as we did in the first half. As we talked earlier, though, both teams have scored the majority of their goals this season, this early into the season in the second half. At this point in time, you got 5 minutes left if you're Poland. I know you still want to put another goal on the board, give yourselves a little bit more of a cushion, but they're going to turn their more thought on defending. If you don't give up a goal, you're not going to lose this game. With just over 5 minutes left, you know Boardman's going to start really pushing for that goal, really pushing for that third goal. They'll probably throw some more numbers forward. If Poland's going to pull numbers back, I have a feeling Boardman's going to throw more numbers forward here.
Earlier this afternoon, the girls tennis team defeated Austintown Fitch in all-American conference play 5-0 to raise their record to 3-2 on the season. Good luck to Coach Gardner and the Lady Spartan tennis team for the rest of the season.
Huda's still down, getting his stretched down. Looks like his hamstring. Just a recap. He's getting out now, walking away. Good sportsmanship right there. Just a little recap of the game. Boardman started off quickly. First 2 minutes of the game, getting an early lead off a corner kick. Goal scored by Caden Mayhew, sophomore. Less than a minute later, Poland answers right back as Huda gets behind. Boardman's defense puts the ball off the post in the back of the net to even up at 1. And then at 8 minutes into the first half, Poland takes the lead off of a corner kick of their own, put away by Derek Thomas. And that's where the scoring has ended so far. That's a big loss right there for Poland, having Huda come off the field. Hopefully he's all right. Huda is where most of Poland's offenses came through, either by him scoring themselves or putting the ball in behind Boardman's defense, playing in the high line. It's been a great matchup, though, with our Brick Award winner, Carson Essid, in goal for Boardman, playing against Noah Huda, the D2 Player of the Year last year. Been a great matchup to watch between these two teams. We've been real treated with this game here. Play on here. Essid plays it up to Mitchell. Looks like Poland's just stuffing numbers back in the middle of the field. Poland playing it out. Boardman looks like they have a little more urgency right now. A little more pep to their step as they're going forward. They know they're playing against Poland and the time right now. Conkson with the ball. Great play right there by Cerniak. Good clearance right there from Jacob Alsop from Poland. Poland pressuring the ball. It's Schmidt on for Boardman up against Andre Tzikaris for Poland. And I hope that's how you pronounce your last name. That's how I've been saying it all night. He is a freshman out there. Tzikaris. Conkson with the ball at his foot. Finds Mitchell with space as well. Finds Logan Thompson's the ball at his foot. Again, they're trying to force him to go left. Matisse with the good defensive poke right there. Boardman's still keeping 4 back. Poland's only keeping 1 up. A little bit surprising. We thank everyone for tuning in tonight on our live stream. Hope you guys have been treated to a good game. Hope you're enjoying your viewing experience. From cameraman Chris Platten. Logan Thompson right there with athletic, aggressive play. Just hits the ball. Michael Daly takes it away. Bunts it up for Poland there. Nice play right there from Aiden Davis for Poland. Can he get in behind? Again, Alex Schmidt from Boardman with a great defensive play, sticking it right in there. Looks like Noah Huda's going to try to check back into the game for Poland. Just over 2 minutes left in the game. If you're Poland right here, all you're trying to do is just take the air out of the ball. If you get the ball, kick it down, you know Boardman's playing a high line, you know Essid's playing a high line. Just try to reset them as much as you can. Boardman's still keeping 4 defenders back. Bourne with the throw and trying to find Logan Thompson. Again, Poland center backs have had a fantastic game. It is no easy job to try to contain Logan Thompson. He is such a great athlete and plays very aggressively. Conkson with the ball, has a little bit of space. Again, that's number 8 for Poland, Andrew Slavin. Great work. Poland just resetting the ball. Throwing in right now is number 19, Tony Picario. Finding Logan Thompson for Boardman. Going right, going left. A little bit of space. In the box. Tries putting it in, off the post. Poland's been making Logan go left the entire game. He goes left, takes a shot with his left foot, hits it off the post. Fantastic effort right there. Just wide. Everybody's up, even the goalie. Essed's up. 50 seconds left. 50 seconds left. Let's see if they put the ball in. Mitchell putting it in, plays it in. Over everyone, unfortunately. Boardman has everyone still staying up, wins the ball back. That's Cummings putting it in. Just over the head. Mitchell with the shot. Goal! Finds the back of the net. 28 seconds left. Mitchell finding top net right there. Top net is the best net. The crowd is going nuts. Players are going crazy. Tying the game up 2-2 with 28 seconds left. We have talked about Boardman taking those shots from 25 plus yards out. They did it. We talked about if you're pulling, you're going to take it, but we know they have rockets. Poland's goalie, Michael Daly, couldn't do anything about that. That was a perfectly placed shot, rolling right to him. Those are things you dream about when you're out there playing. Game on the line, ball rolling to you. Can I make a play here? Let's see what Poland answers here. 25 seconds left. They're going to throw everybody up now. Finding number 6, Aiden Davis. Conkston resets the ball. 15 seconds left. What will Poland get here?
10, 9,
Aiden Davis playing it in.
7, 6, 5,
Ested with the ball. Poland had the ball right there. And for the 4th meeting in a row, these two teams end up with a tie. 2-2. What a game. We'd like to thank our sponsors today, sponsoring this excellent game of the week. Armstrong Cable, Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert J. Fusco, Packer Thomas, Meyer Stores, and Bodine Perry. Recap of the game quickly. Boardman went up 2 minutes in the game off a corner kick. The first goal scorer for Boardman was Caden Mayhew. Poland tied it up less than a minute later when Noah Huda found the back of the net. They took the lead 8 minutes into the game off their own corner kick. And we had to go all the way down to 28 seconds left of the game when Boardman off a corner kick. They pushed everybody up, including their keeper. Landon Mitchell buried the ball top net, which is the best net to give the game a tie. Entertaining game. Please check into our social media to see who our player of the game, our SVS player of the game. Thank you. That's all we have here.